All right, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today. My name is Theresa Donahue, Brand Engagement Marketing Manager at Volusion. I'm excited to have our marketing partners with us today as they share some tips and tricks for preparing your e-commerce store for the busy holiday season. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping items to go through. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, please submit them in the chat section. We'll be answering questions live at the end of the webinar. However, if we don't have time to address all the questions today, we will follow up with you directly and send out the questions and answers in an email tomorrow. We have a ton of information to go through today, so I don't know how many questions we'll get to, but we'll definitely get them all answered for you in a follow-up. We'll also send you the link to watch the recording of this webinar in the follow-up email that will be sent out. And we have an awesome promotion to offer you through Marketing 360. It's 50% off a website design when you purchase a marketing service. And to claim this offer or to just learn more about Marketing 360 and what they can do for you and how they can boost your sales, fill out the form that's linked in the chat section of the webinar panel here. I've already posted it in there in the chat, so you should be able to see it. So you can click on that link anytime and fill out the form. And I'll also send this out in the email as well. All right, so today's webinar is all about preparation and planning ahead. While the holiday season still feels like a little bit of ways, successful retailers start planning early to maximize their sales. So this preparation ensures you're poised to cash in and increase your shopping traffic. All right, let's get started. I'm excited to introduce to you all today two of our Marketing 360 experts. Thank you so much for being here today, Andrew and Kyle. Andrew, could you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what you do at Marketing 360?
Sure. Thanks for having me, Theresa. My name is Andrew Elkins. I'm the Director of Partnership Marketing at Marketing 360. I manage a team of success managers who manage the online marketing for clients like you, particularly for our valued partners like Volusion. I've been at Madwire for about 11 years, and I've been doing digital marketing for about 20. Holidays and e-coms are things that we kind of specialize in. So I was delighted to be invited to do this. And I think we can talk about a lot of things that'd be valuable for what you guys have coming up in the next couple of months.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew. Kyle, could you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Hi, everyone. My name is Kyle Romberg, and I'm the Director of Ads Management here at Marketing 360. I have the pleasure of getting to work with a large team of skilled advertising specialists who get to build and strategize marketing campaigns for our clients day in and day out. So really happy to be here and excited to get into planning for the holidays.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, well, we have quite a bit to cover in today's webinar, and it's all incredible information. So just to go through our agenda real quick, we have design for the holidays, email marketing, PPC and paid ads, shopping feeds, SEO, social media, and tools to help you keep organized during the holiday season, which includes a holiday promotional calendar. All right, so our first topic, design for the holidays. My first question is for Andrew. When it comes to website design, what are your suggestions around preparing for the holiday season?
Yeah, sure. And thanks, Theresa. And I think you're right. Your first point is right. You want to get started as early as possible. And we're kind of reaching that point right about now. It's not too early. You want to be able to have time to do the design that you were thinking about doing and have timing to test it and get it published before the kind of holiday rush. One thing I always think about when I think about website design in general, but particularly the holidays, is to make that design as obvious as possible, right? You want to make sure, if we're talking about the holidays, that you're featuring it prominently. You want to be easy to find for your clients. You want to make sure that it's easy for them to give you their business, right? So do things like big homepage banners, build pages that are lead generation pages, purchase pages that are dedicated for holiday themed landing pages like that have that offer clear and that call to action exactly where you want it to be and exactly what you want it to be. For different channels, things like for paid search, which Kyle will talk more about, you could create squeeze pages that are just basically pages where the customer has really no choice except to purchase or to leave, right? You're not distracting them with other things on your site. You're driving traffic to that page with the sole purpose of turning that into a sale. Make sure there's a sense of urgency with exclusive limited time offers, and again, clear calls to action. If you're doing pages that you want for more for like organic search, then you can create some content that is more evergreen, that will still be applicable year over year, right? We're getting a little bit close for that, but that way you can have those pages that will last on your site and always be there. You won't have to duplicate them every year. Just make sure you stay away from specific offers and pricing, because they'll hold you to that even when those offers are expired. So a couple different strategies, but I think the main thing to take away is to make them clear, make them winter themed, make them exclusive, and make them limited time.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much. And then following up with that, what are some popular promotions that you see most often? And what tips do you have to bring in more sales with them?
Yeah, well, besides the obvious like Christmas or New Year's, right? Black Friday and Cyber Monday have become some of the really big ones, especially for e-commerce, right? They're built and they're solely with the purpose of selling, right? And especially for discounted selling, again, and they're right on that strategy of being very limited time, exclusive offers, things you can't get anytime else, and you build up you have a build up time to get to those, where you build excitement through different channels as well, through email or through social advertising or even paid search or text message, whatever channel you want to use. But the message to that is like, this is a very limited one-day offer, buy now. And again, make it really obvious what this is, what you want to do, and what those savings are going to look like. With an offer like that, when you're, for example, of 70% off, that's a huge offer that you wouldn't want to have all year round. So make sure they understand this is for one day only, and you need to be here at this time to purchase it. Build up that excitement, build up that anticipation, and you should see some big sales coming in those days.
Right, yeah, that makes sense. Like create the sense of urgency with that. Awesome. Well, thank you.
Sure.
And our next topic is email marketing for the holidays. And again, to Andrew, do you have any tips for email marketing around the holidays?
There's a couple of tips I have, and there's one thing I kind of live by as well. Like, one email is good, but more emails is better. So if you have the means to do it, and you could do it through a platform like Marketing 360 or someone even like MailChimp or someone like that too, to create what they call an email journey, right? Which is it's a series of emails with one common goal, again, to drive that awareness and to drive anticipation. But what you do is you set yourself enough time before that actual event, and you have 3 or 4 different emails to go out in sequence, right? Each of them talking about that specific offer and gaining urgency as they go along. That way, it takes several times for someone to see your message before they act on it, no matter how compelling that offer is. So if you reinforce it several times during that time period, that's gonna be a much more effective tool than just one single email. Right, and you have multiple opportunities for that person to convert to a customer than just one from one email too. And you have more than one opportunity to kind of delve deeper into that message and get detailed about it as well. So if you have the opportunity to do that, then that's what I'd recommend, as far as as opposed to doing just one email, to set up an actual email campaign that features 3 or 4 different emails spanned out over about a month, every 3 or 4 days between those, and and then with logic built into it. So if someone clicks on one email, they get the second one. If they click on the second one, they get the third one. And you'll see your conversion rate in those emails jump way higher than you would with just one email.
Great, awesome. Thank you.
Oh, and also one thing is, you can use the same email template for all of them. You just have to change the image and the call to action and the price. So it's a lot. It sounds like a lot of work, but it's really not. You just have to set up one email and make a couple small alterations, and that'll be all you have to do.
Yeah, that's an awesome tip. Yeah, less work. That's great. Next topic is pay-per-click and paid ads for the holidays. This question I'm going to give to you, Kyle. Could you walk us through preparing for holiday campaigns with PPC? Like, when is the best time to launch for specific holidays like Black Friday and Christmas?
Yeah, absolutely. And the list can feel like a lot, because but we can break it down into some simple steps to help kind of set yourselves apart from the competition that's out there. Obviously, ongoing optimization still needed during this time of year. That doesn't stop, but there's some additional things that you can take your ads to the next level as you move into the holiday season. The sooner the better. Obviously, the holiday rush begins sooner and sooner every year, and so the opportunity to get in front of that market sooner is going to be advantageous to you and your business. And so a few things that can make sense for that is making sure that you're updating your ad copy and have banner ads that are relevant to the seasonality of that, and speaking directly to the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the holidays, and even thinking beyond as you're moving in through this season. It's a really important part of it. Additionally, as we mentioned already, promos are really big. Utilizing promo extensions within your advertising. They say that 88% of people polled said that inflation will have some impact on their holiday shopping as they head into this year, more so than ever. And 67% of the people say that they plan to mitigate inflation by looking for discounts. And so we want to be one of those people. And so addressing that, having a promo allows you to speak obviously to the times that we're in and being relevant to your audience. Offering free shipping where possible. And if that's not possible, free shipping on orders at X dollar amount. Providing that additional incentive to close the gap and close your conversion funnel is going to be key. So getting people through from an ad to the purchase as soon as possible and incentivizing customers through a promo and free shipping allows people to kind of move through that conversion funnel that much quicker. And then considering creating holiday bundles and packages. This is really key this time of year. If you can bundle these things and provide some additional incentive, that might be a creative way to be able to utilize promotions if that's not something that you typically have within your business. And then planning budgets. Raising your marketing budgets during this holiday season really capitalizes on the increased consumer spending and the heightened search activity that's just naturally there. So this allows you to capture a larger market share and maximize your potential revenue at the same time. So by investing more during this season allows you to maximize on the potential return on your ad spend as well. So preparing for that increase of search volume and accommodating that with the budgets as well. And then creating remarketing lists. So re-engaging with those past clients that you've had with this promotion that you may have, or just allowing previous visitors and reminding them of maybe the holiday bundles that you're working on, or the different products or services that you offer to show that they've already showed interest in, and you're capturing that same audience once again. So those are a few really helpful tips as we look in through this holiday season to really set yourself apart.
That's great. Thank you so much. That's really awesome information. All right, our next topic is shopping feeds for the holidays. All right, Kyle, shopping feeds. Tell us the best timeline for these.
Yeah, as soon as you can. The earlier you prepare, the better. So with new campaigns, obviously starting those as soon as you can so that you can get whatever campaign that you're running enabled and learning with the algorithm as fast as you can so that you can start capturing potential market share as soon as possible. So if you have an existing campaign, this obviously, you already have that data feed set up for you. At this point, it's continuing to optimize, and then if you're using those promos, making sure that that's being capitalized on within your existing campaigns as well. The sooner the better, especially with this time of year.
Okay, yeah, great. That makes sense. And then what other tips could you give us when it comes to holiday shopping feeds?
Yeah, I mean, the theme obviously is start early, and so giving yourself the earlier to have that buffer is huge. So starting early on building and implementing your feed campaigns gives search engines the time they need to crawl and index your site after submitting your first data feed. So keep in mind, reviewing feeds is key, and indexing sites can typically take longer in Q4 due to the increased number of sites getting onto the platform. So making sure that we're setting up our managed programs within Merchant Center and taking advantage of that. Additionally, stocking up on inventory, being aware of what those big products are that are big movers for you, and making sure you have enough inventory to supply the influx of orders that may come in during this time. And then also just checking your data to make sure that your Merchant Center is optimized. Just by ensuring that you have quality product data in your feeds allows you to be able to really capitalize this time of year. And year round, but especially this time of year. So making sure your feed is accurate. It is polling accurately all of the important price data, availability, descriptions, and so that it is smooth and accurately reflecting in the ads that you're running. And then it can be easy to forget, but making sure the images are high resolution ones. Are they stock, or do they have a white background? What sets that ad apart from the rest in this saturated market? And then descriptive product titles and descriptions. You know, it's really important that they resonate with the searcher's intent, and that you have exactly, if you have your product that shows up for when people are looking for that particular product. And so that's a really key thing. And then there are a lot of managed programs within Merchant Center that you can capitalize on, and promotions is one of them. Having just that slashed price through an ad can really change the dynamic of how your ad is interacting on this space. And so it just gives the searcher and the buyer, potential buyer, that much more incentive to click on your ad versus any others. If you offer that free shipping, you'll see that there in the ad. If you offer a promo, it really just stands out a lot more when you're able to offer those. And so capitalizing there is a big piece.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, and some additional things here on this slide as well that I think can be helpful as you're moving forward is segmenting your products. Within your shopping campaigns, it's easy to select your feeds and then just run to all products. But segmenting them out by the different categories or price allows you to be able to see what's actually driving the most value to you and your business versus spending money across the board widely. So make sure you're segmenting your products, especially for those holiday products as we move into this time of year. Check your competitor moves. Obviously, the more awareness you have more awareness that you have of your competitor, the more that you're able to stay on top of things as you move into the season. There's a lot of tools to be able to help with that. One of those being in Merchant Center directly. If you go to the growth tab within Merchant Center, you'll be able to see the competitiveness scores of your competitors that are out there. So you'll see the difference in pricing and shipping times, which can be really valuable and set you apart and allow you to evaluate how you're conducting your feeds and your business as you move into this time of year. And then we've mentioned this before earlier in the presentation, but just streamlining your checkout process. That's a huge piece of this. Are there friction points that we need to address? Are there things that are preventing us? Do we have high shipping costs? Are we sending them from the home to the home page and then they route through the whole, through the product page and then they have to purchase? You know, are there friction points that were maybe that are in the way from them to complete that order? Just evaluating that from the searcher's mindset allows you to really pick out what is best for the end client.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, moving on, SEO for the holidays. Andrew, optimizing SEO is best done early, and I see here that August and September are ideal times for getting started with holiday SEO keywords. Since we are now into October, what can merchants do to get up to speed with search engines?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. And I think kind of the overall theme is, right, is that we have to move quickly, right? And I think the tips you have in here are really good ones overall for SEO in general. Make sure you're researching the keywords that you identify as important to you and to your business. And if you can get kind of a gauge of what your competitors are doing, you could do that as well. Make sure those URLs are optimized with those keywords in them, right? So / whatever that keyword you want to be. Optimize the meta tags and metadata on those pages as well too, just to make sure, again, you want your page to read like a hierarchy from the URL to the meta tags to the content, where it's all talking about the same thing. And then add descriptive photo, alt text to all the images on the product pages. Like I said, this is best practice for any SEO work that you've done on any page. So to get a little bit down to the wire, there's a couple things you could do that might help to speed that up. Ideally, you'd have about 6 months or so before you have a page ranking to start to get into those top 10 rankings. But if you can narrow that focus down to like 1 or 2 keywords that you really want to focus on, like maybe 1 or 2 products or so, and just focus on that for multiple pieces of content that you're creating, and just create content that's keyword rich, that features that prominently. You can add images and video. Google loves video for SEO, so you could do things like that. That will help as well too. Link to those pages when you create social media posts. One of the things that Google looks at for SEO is link popularity. So if you have like reputable sites like Facebook or Instagram or whatever, like linking back to those pages, that's going to help you as well, especially if you need to kind of jumpstart it really quick. Do as much of that as you possibly can. If you want a little more technical, you can make sure that your sitemap, your XML sitemap, is updated with that link as well and submit that to Google Search Console. You could even do that with just that one page directly. that might speed up that process a little bit too. But with SEO's, content is always king. So the more content you can produce in a short period of time, focused on 1 or 2 keywords, they're going to start to continue an authority in that subject matter, and they're going to rank you higher. So what you really have to do for SEO in the short term is outwork your competitors, right? And that just means produce more content that's produced correctly with SEOs and with search engine bots in mind, and do as much of that as you possibly can leading up to these sales, right? And again, if it's a page that you're doing for SEO, try to make it evergreen, where that content is not specific to this particular season, is you can have it that's going to last throughout the rest of the year. And you can always have, you could build a page with kind of general content, then link it to a specific offer if you wanted to, and then you could take that link out after the promotion or update it later, because you want that, because it's going to take a while to rank, and if you can, and you don't have to do this every year, so you can have that done and ready for next year. We just plug in that specific offer, then you'll get a head start on next year too.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then what about off-page SEO?
That's one of the things we talked about a little bit too. And one of the most effective ones is that getting your site to link back from other reputable sites. Backlinking can be an effective tool for that. You want to be a little bit careful. You want to make sure that you're being careful about who backlinks to you, right? And make sure, again, it's someone that Google considers a respectable, like, real site. You don't want to go to a link farm. You can actually get penalized for that. But so just if you can do that, if you have relationships with other vendors or other kind of publication or something like that, and you could give them your links to post on their site and maybe do the same thing for them, right? Kind of a link swap, that can be really beneficial as well, especially in the short term, especially if that website is doing a lot of work themselves, then you can piggyback on what they're doing too, and offer them the same service as well too. A lot of people like to publish articles and then link to different merchants from that, giving those people the opportunity to purchase right from that article, so you can be that one who gets the purchase, right? And then again, driving links back to them to help their stuff rank as well. So there's a lot of opportunities to do that too. If you know somebody out there who's an influencer in that space, definitely reach out to them, right? Again, this is a kind of a scratch your back, I'll scratch yours kind of deal, where they can benefit as well, but you want to start that early too, right? Because you're not going to be the only one. So you the faster you can do that, and the better thing you can offer them in return, the more chance you're going to have of them being receptive to that too. But as we talked about earlier, being the easiest way to control that in the short term is to be as active as you can possibly be on social media, because that get picked up and shared, and engagement can grow from that. So that can kind of steamroll if you just do a couple of really good posts and maybe mention some of the things that could be that would correspond with the product that you're offering, and they might pick it up and reshare it. So there's a ton of opportunities that are in your control within social media. Probably the best, most effective way in the short term to gain some link popularity for off-page SEO.
Great, thank you. All right, next topic is social media for the holidays. Kyle, social media can be a powerful sales tool, especially around the holidays. What are some things store owners can do to optimize each of their social channels?
Yeah, and Andrew touched on a handful of really good things that that we can be doing this time of year as we're moving into the holidays. But really, I mean, starting with Pinterest, really utilize the pin ideas feature on Pinterest, which allows you to create story-like sequences and images and videos. That's a great way to kind of build content, and allows you to include several different images and videos into one short post, and then consider including product images or videos this time of year specifically. Maybe those promo ones, those holiday bundles that we were wanting to advertise. Could be a great opportunity there. It's also kind of the second piece here. It's also a great idea to create infographics on Pinterest as well, with product collections for gift ideas or bundles. This could be gifts for him, her, kids. Holiday shoppers will thank you for helping make their holiday buying just a little bit easier, and curated collections to find the perfect gift for those on their shopping list. And then lastly, it's rich pins for Pinterest. These allow, they show metadata right on the pin itself, giving pinners a richer experience and increasing engagement. The more engagement that you have this time of year, the better. And that's the goal of social media, having that organic following, and the work behind that this time of year can really help kind of increase the buzz around the products that you're offering.
Awesome. Was there anything specific around Facebook that you had tips for?
Yeah, and I think getting ahead of it, of course, and planning your social media posts ahead of time. This can be done out of the gate, and then you have everything sequentially organized versus just doing it the day of that you're wanting that to actually happen. There's a lot of great tools out there that exist. Marketing 360 has a tool that allows you to be able to schedule these posts. But with Facebook, one thing that I would recommend is obviously having call to actions within the organic post that you're wanting to put out there. Are there promotions that you have using images or videos of the product? People more and more these days are engaging off of video content. Video is becoming, there's data all over the place that says that you get more engagement by the usage of video. And so this is a great space to utilize that as you move into the holidays.
Awesome. And then what about Instagram and social ads?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is obviously, as we mentioned, planning ahead with those posts is key. And there's a lot of great tools out there. And then considering the big sales that are coming down the road. This is very similar to Facebook in that you can create and plan content around the holidays that are focus on the products that you have at hand, and then you can leverage obviously a lot of those deals and offers that you're offering in the Instagram space as well. Facebook and Instagram are very much one of the hand, and consider your audience can be on both, and then you can utilize both to be able to effectively create and utilize them to send your message this time of year with products that you're offering.
Cool, thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for all the great information, Kyle and Andrew. Whether you're including 1, 2, or all the above strategies for your business, they can all be done successfully before the holidays with just a little bit of preparation. And with multiple projects and deadlines happening simultaneously, marketing calendars can really help you collaborate creatively and successfully move a campaign from the idea phase to execution. So any content calendar should feature space for the launch date, copy, images, and links. You also want room to add metrics like impressions, clicks, engagement, open rates, etc., so that you can add after you publish. This will allow you to measure the effectiveness of each campaign. So a couple of the helpful tools you can use is the Marketing 360 social app. Kyle or Andrew, do you have any insight to provide for this tool?
Yeah, I think Kyle mentioned it earlier too, probably both of us had. It allows you to kind of create social posts, like one post, and post to multiple platforms at the same time. It allows you to do that in advance and actually save it inside the calendar and just set it and forget it, and it'll publish on that day. And then you'll also get the metrics for those as well too. So you'll see those kind of things like engagement rate, click-throughs, and then conversions from that too.
Awesome, great, thank you. Another one is utilizing Google Calendar or Google Workspace. This will help you keep on track with those launch dates for your seasonal content, for promotions, sales, ads, social media, and more. Kind of the same thing with Loomly. Loomly is a social media scheduling tool that allows you to schedule posts ahead of time and keep track of the posts on a content calendar, kind of like how we mentioned the Marketing 360 tool. Another one is Trello. It's a project management tool that's especially helpful when you're working with a team to collaborate on projects and organize your workflows. You can track progress in a visual way, and it makes the day-to-day tasks of working together just easier for you. And there's a ton of free content marketing templates available online too. So learn more about keeping organized with a marketing calendar by visiting our blog on how to build out a marketing calendar, and I'll include that blog link in the follow-up email tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. And before we wrap up here, just wanted to remind you all that we have the holiday promotion running right now with Marketing 360. It is 50% off a website design with purchase of a marketing service. So be sure to fill out that form. I linked it in the chat section. We'll also send out that link in tomorrow's email. Or if you just want to learn more about Marketing 360 and their services, you can fill out that form. So just make sure that your store is ready for the busy holiday season. And let's see here. We'll take 1 or 2 questions before we wrap up. So the first question that we have for either Kyle or Andrew is, I tend to not post promotions for discounts in advance because then customers wait to shop. I lose sales due to customers waiting to shop. Is there any way around this to help avoid this issue?
Yeah, I could take that one, I suppose. My kind of way of thinking has always been like, open up that discount as early as you can, right? Whether you get that sale a week before Christmas or the day before Christmas, it shouldn't really matter. And I think the earlier you get that sale, the more opportunities you have to resell them and sell them again, and possibly with a follow-up or a product that goes along, like accessory product that goes along with it too. You have to keep in mind that everybody is marketing a lot this time of year, right? They're doubling down their marketing, they're ramping up. So you'll be competing with everybody else who's doing the kind of the same thing that you are. So your advantage can be time. If it's not price point or it's not even convenience, but it could be like, I'm offering this before anybody else does, you're gonna get that sale as opposed to somebody else. So I wouldn't be so worried about when you're gonna get that sale, just if you're gonna get your sale. And the sooner I think you open that up, while still having that sense of urgency, you don't want to do a Christmas sale a month in advance, but if it's a week in advance or 2 weeks in advance, I mean, that's okay. You have the Christmas or whatever gives you a reason to have a sale that you don't really need. But then it just gives people a reason to look at that, and you have the opportunity to get to them first before anybody else does. And I would look at it in those terms as opposed to, I don't want people to just wait until last minute to buy something. I wouldn't either. I want to get that sale as early as possible.
And we know, and just to add to that too, I mean, we know that the buying cycle for when people are shopping for the holidays is happening sooner and sooner. So getting in front of that is only to your advantage as you move forward.
Yeah, if you see, Costco has Christmas trees already, so they're not worried about it. So I wouldn't worry about it either.
I agree. Just like everything we just covered, the preparation and the pre-planning is the key. So why not get it out there sooner to bring in those holiday sales? Great. Well, thank you, Kyle and Andrew, so much for all of your helpful tips and insight today. Like I said before, we will send out this recording tomorrow onto our YouTube channel so you can view it anytime you want to. And if you have any questions, additionally, you can reach out to marketing@volusion.com and be sure to fill out the form to learn more information about Marketing 360. Thanks so much for joining today. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you, Theresa.
Bye.